In this video, I'm showing exactly 4 different repositories that can help you to reduce your token usage when you're using Claude Code or any other AI agents. And in this video specifically, I'm going to show you exactly what each of those tools are, how they actually work together, and how we can actually install it onto our local machine to actually start saving our tokens here. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the video. Now, the first repository we're going to take a look at to help us to save a lot of token is called RTK. And RTK, you can think of it like a CLI proxy that stands between your large language model here and your CLI. So it's going to help you to save a lot more token consumptions for your large language model by 60 to 90%. And the way how that works is whenever we have large language model here sending a bash commands, right, try to run a bash command or shell script. For example, get status. Let's say this get status here is going to output like 600 tokens. And that's going to be really expensive when we send it out to the large language model here. But with RTK, with the actual hook, then it will basically just run RTK get status. And what's going to happen is that it's still going to run the get status. But after that output is generated, it's going to trim that down for the actual outputs. And once that's trimmed down, you can see we can be able to get like 300 tokens that we can be sent to our large language model here for API before we're actually going to get the response. All right, so now you know exactly how RTK here is going to save you token consumptions for your large language model. Let's take a look at how we can actually install this. So simply all we have to do here is going to copy this command right here, and it's going to come over to our terminal. So right here, I'm just going to paste that command and just going to click on enter to install it right here. Okay, so once we have this installed, I'm just going to clear the terminal. So in this case, I'm going to type in clear. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to install this for our AI agents. So if you want to install this globally, just do, RTK init globally, right? And you can see that by default is using Claude Code. But if you have different AI agent here like Klein, Codex, or even things like Hermes agent, you can also do the same thing here as well. Find the command here and try to paste that in your terminal and try to install that for AI agents. So in this case, I'm going to do this for Claude Code. So I'm going to copy the first command, come over to my terminal, and just going to run this. So here you can see it has no hook installed. So it's going to run the RTK init for globally. So here you can see the RTK hook here is registered globally. And in this case, it's asking yes or no. So in this case, I'm going to say yes. We're going to do this globally here. And here you can see RTK collects anonymous usage for the metrics once a day. If you don't want to actually have this to be collected, you can just do N. And that's it. That's how you can have this installed. So now, if you want to start using your RTK and your AI agents, simply just type in your start your AI agent here, like Claude, and we can start using our AI agents with RTK right away. So for example, if I were to say, hey, I want you to actually start committing things, right? Commit the changes and push it onto a remote branch. If I were to give this command, and what I can also do here is if I want to provisions, like how much token I actually save, I can just run RTK gain, and it's going to show you the current usage, right? So currently you can see we have 100 tokens being saved out of this 1000 tokens for the input output. And what we can do here is that if I were to give this instructions to Claude Code, and hopefully that after this job is done, if I were to run this command again, I will be able to see a different number here for how much token I can save. All right, so now you can see that we have the changes here are fully pushed. And if I were to open a terminal again, and if I were to type in RTK again, right? So if I were to type in that again, you can see here we have saved 200 tokens now, okay? So roughly we have consumed around 1,300 or 1,400 tokens. And now we have saved 200 tokens, which was not bad, okay? So at least saving something is better than saving nothing. So here you can see that's exactly how we could have AI agent here to start saving those tokens from those command lines outputs. Now, by having RTK here as a proxy between our CLI and large language model is a good thing because it filters out the noise before it enters the conversation histories, right? But what about our conversation history ourselves, right? There's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff, right? Because by default, large language model here doesn't have memories. So what happened is whenever we're talking to Claude Code or any large language model, every conversation is built on top of the previous one. So you can see that at the 10th conversation or 20th, 40th, you can see that the conversation for each time we send into Claude Code is going to be really, really expensive. So that means that what we can do is instead of just sending the entire conversation, maybe there's some parts of the conversation here that are repetitive that maybe we can be able to compress it down before we send it to our large language model here to compile it. And this way you can see it's going to save us a lot of token costs for large language model here to compile this. Well, at this point, you might be wondering, okay, how is it different compared to /compact from Claude Code? Well, like the description says, free up the context by summarizing the conversation that we have. And the keyword here is summarizing. So if we were to summarize it, we will lose context, right? The important informations, the important statements, or in this case, the constant variables here might get lost in translation here. So that's why by having something like Headroom, which is the skill or the repository that we're going to talk about in this video, it's going to help you to solve that by removing the repetitive information, but doesn't remove all the entire conversation that we have in our context window when we pass it to a Claude Code session here. So now if we were to install this, simply just going to scrolling all the way down here, you can see there's a section called how to install. So right here, you can see get started in 60 seconds. Simply just going to install this based on your choice of your package manager. So if you're using npm, just do npm. If you're using pip, uv, then just go ahead with that option. So in this case, I'm just going to install this using npm, and I'm just going to head over to my terminal. Okay, I'm going to stop this session here, clear terminal, just do npm install for Headroom. And once that is installed, if I were to type in Headroom, you can see we can be able to access all these commands that Headroom really offers. But like I said, Headroom here is really a proxy. It stands between your request to your large language model. So every time when you're making requests, let's say, hey, I want you to compile this, or I want you to fix this code, right? Then it's going to stand between your large language model and your request, okay? So it's going to intercept your request, and it's going to look at all the entire conversation histories, see if there's any repetitive, see if there's any redundance, and try to compress it. And then it's going to send it to your large language model here to save all the token costs. So in order to use that, simply all we had to do here once we have this installed is that we're just going to open a new terminal session and just going to type in Headroom, okay? And we're just going to type in wrap, and we're just going to wrap whatever AI agent you're using. If you're using Codex, if you're using Hermes agents, whatever it is, you just type in Hermes at the end. But I'm using Claude, so I'm just going to type in Claude. And what's going to happen is it's going to wrap our entire Claude Code sessions with Headroom. So what's going to happen is Headroom here is now going to be intercepting any Claude request we're going to send. So let's say if I were to say hi, it's going to go through Headroom first, and then Headroom is going to process that request, right? Process the entire conversation histories before we actually send out to Claude Code here, or in this case, Anthropic API here to actually process that request, okay? So that's exactly how this works. So pretty much what we can do here is that if we want to provision this, like what we have with the RDK, simply just going to do Headroom dashboard, and it's going to generate a dashboard view like this. So now if I were to start my Claude Code session inside of that wrap session, right? So if I were to say things like, hey, I want you to simplify this entire project, right? Calling the simplified skill here to simplify things if you can. And let's say if I were to trigger this, okay, having Claude here to actually trigger this. And if I were to head over back to the dashboard, and now you can see that we do have our tool calling here is start to showing here, okay? So basically showing like exactly how much input tokens we have got. And now you can see if I will scroll down here, there's also a section called agent usage. So it shows you before and after. Now at this point, you can see, obviously I haven't had much conversation with Claude Code back and forth, but you can see that's only saved like 1% of the entire conversation, right? So far we have consumed 3.8 million before and 3.7 million after, right? So you can see after it saves like 1% of that, you can see that's how much we have saved so far. But obviously we haven't had any back and forth conversation yet, but that's just having Claude here just keep running, and that's how much is saved. All right, so at this point, we just want to recap really quickly on things we have talked about so far. So we have talked about things like how can we be using RTK to reduce the noise from bash commands that we're going to send into our large language model here. We also take a look at how to compress the entire conversation histories, right, by removing the repetitive information here from the conversations before we send it to a large language model. So pretty much we cover all the tools on how to improve the token usage for the input tokens. Next, we're going to take a look at is how can we be improving our output token usage for our large language model here. And for that, the first tool we're going to look at is called Ponytail. Now, I do made a video here on my channel called Ponytail before, and if you're interested to get the full video tutorial on how to use that, you can check out that video right here. But essentially what this tool does is basically make your AI agent here think like a laziest senior engineer. And what does that really mean? Laziest senior dev. Well, if you think about it this way, whenever you're telling AI, it doesn't matter which AI you're using, you're telling AI here to build me an app. And what ends up happening here is, yes, it can be able to build your app, but it writes a lot of lines of code and a lot of files. And the problem with this is, yes, files are good, right? Like a lot of lines of code, that means that AI is doing something, but it also means that when AI generating those files and lines is also going to consume a lot more tokens. So that is not a good thing. But with this skill in mind, with this skill embedded into Claude Code, we can have the same app, but produce with less lines of code. And let's say 1,000 lines of code here costs 1,000 tokens, 100 lines of code here costs 100 tokens, then this way it's going to dramatically reduce the token counts when we have an AI here to performing any actions, right? That's going to reduce a lot of tokens, and therefore that's also going to reduce a lot of money and a lot of time. Because let's say you're going to manually reviewing, each line to see how AI wrote this code and how it actually behaved, then having 100 lines is much more easier compared to just writing 1,000 lines of code. Okay, so that's going to save you time and save you tokens using this skill. So now if you want to install this in your Claude Code session, simply just going to copy those 2 commands and head over to your Claude Code session here and run it. So now if I were to type in Claude, and if I were to run this command right here, and it's going to paste that, and it's going to install this onto my current marketplace. And then if I were to have that added onto my marketplace, I'm just going to install it. Then it's going to copy that second command, paste it right here. And it's asking you if you want to install this in your global, right, in your current user scope, or if you want to do this in your current repository, you can also do the project scope. Now, I personally just going to choose the option 2. So I'm just going to enter that, and it's going to add that into the project scope there. So then after I did the reload plugins, so next time, if you want AI here to start building applications, then it's going to start using Ponytail here to make it simplified as much as possible. Now, before I show you the last skill, one thing that I want to talk about here is if you're looking to master AI agents, building automations, and building real SaaS products, then I highly recommend to check out our school community, because in our school community, we do have a community where we have so many resources from my YouTube channel all the way to classrooms where I show you exactly the full track on how to building AI SaaS products. Furthermore, we also do have weekly live calls. So weekly, we do have like live Q&A sessions. If you have any questions, any new topics you want to come and be able to discuss, you can also join that as well. So if you're interested to level up your skills in AI building systems, then make sure to check out our school community here. I'll make sure to put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But with that being said, let's take a look at the last skill we're going to look at on how to optimize our token usage. Now, the last skill we're going to look at is called Graphify. And what it does here is basically turning any code base, any documentation, like their second brain, into a queryable knowledge graph. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, okay, how is turning a entire code base into a knowledge graph can help you to save tokens? Well, here is what happens. Whenever you're asking Claude Code to maybe modify your current project, like let's say you have an existing project with a bunch of folders and files already exist. And what if you have Claude Code here to actually find things? Then it's actually going to using CLI tools, right? Bash command here using grep to find things. And that is going to go back and forth. Maybe finding things. Is this what you want? Is asking a large language model. Nope, it's not what we want. Okay, it's going to keep finding things. You can see it's going to actually passing requests back and forth with the CLI calls and the large language model here back and forth to find things directly. But what if we can actually have a map that tells exactly where that is located, right? Where's that function? Where's that files located? Where's that service calls being located in your project base, which will basically map your entire code base once into a file or like a JSON file or maybe like a text file that basically help your AI agent. Last time you have AI agent here modify something, and if it actually needs to find a function or a code file, it's just gonna read through that file and try to find things instantly without going this back and forth here with grep or bash command here to actually finding things. And that will actually speed up the time here to finding things and also save a lot of tokens when you're using AI here to help you to query things. All right, so pretty much those are the 4 repositories that we go over in this video on how to improve our token usage with our large language model, right? Both on the input and also the output tokens. Those are the things that we have optimized. And if you want to recap everything, we have went over things like RTK on how to reduce the token outputs for the bash commands by using RTK and using that as a hook here for our large language model. And furthermore, we also take a look at how to compress our conversation histories using Headroom here whenever we're sending back and forth with large language model as well. And furthermore, we also have to look at how to make sure that when we can be able to writing applications, right, writing code with AI, how can we have AI here to writing lines of codes that are less, but also does the same thing or even better performance, right? Using a thing or a skill called Ponytail here that can help us to reduce tokens and time for review code. And lastly, we also take a look at how to actually improve our large language model here for the performance, right? Whenever we've tried to have large language model here to finding information in our code base or in our full project folder here, using a tool or skill called Graphify here, which can help us to converting our entire knowledge base into a map that we can have large language model here to find things much more easier. So those are the skills and repositories that we have to go over in this video. If you do find value in this video, please make sure to like this video, consider subscribe for more content like this. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.